What's happening?
What's up with you? What's up with you?
Man, look, you know what it is, man. This is morning drive. This morning commute to work. Where I be sitting here driving, thinking about random stuff. Yeah, man. So this morning, man, I was thinking about this Cat Williams joint, this situation. I'm looking at all this content about what's happening, right? And what he's saying. You got some brothers that's out here that's like, black people need to stick together and we shouldn't be putting each other under the bus. You know, you got other commentary like the video we did, talking about integrity. Yeah, man. You know, versus selling out. No, it wasn't integrity versus money.
Yeah,
But
basically, same thing.
you got you got other cats jumping on the bandwagon, shooting shots at Shannon Sharp for having the interview. You know what I mean? They,
which I find so lame. By the way, I mean that is so lame.
oh boy, they mad, boy. They mad he doing them numbers. They mad. I ain't gonna front. I was hating a little bit too. Hey, but Shannon doing them numbers, boy. They are mad, right? So now, I mean, it's just there's so much talk about it. You even got it spreading out outside of the comedic world. Now you got sport commentators calling each other industry plants and stuff, beefing online. The joint is crazy.
Yeah. It definitely sparked a wildfire. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. He's like, hey, my man just struck a match in the middle of a gas silo, a fuel silo.
Hey, you know what they say though? What the old folks used to say: a hit dog will holler.
Hey, for sure, 100%. But sometimes you got to step back though and kind of just look at the big picture, right? So I'm listening to one of these content creators on, I forget who it was, not somebody I watch on a regular, right?
Okay.
And they're just pretty much going over all the back and forths and who said this and who said that, and this comedian said this and that comedian said that, and people we ain't heard from in 20 years, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And as I was sitting back, I got to thinking about something, man. This is competition,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So what Cat Williams just did, because he's a genius, and he got accepted into Harvard at the age of 7.5.
Oh really?
Yeah, for reading,
Has anyone fact checked that?
you know, from reading those 3,000 plus books a year. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. That's yeah. The voracious, quite a voracious reader, that fellow.
yeah. I mean, in fact, he's so much of a genius, he makes genius moves without even trying, right?
Hey,
In the process of him calling out all these industry dudes, what it's really done is reignited the interest in comedy. You know what I mean? Because now us as the content consumer, we want to see who's the funniest.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yes.
We want to see it now.
And on top of that, people want their receipt. People been going back, looking at old comedy specials, looking for old clips of comedians who haven't gotten this much traction in years.
Exactly. And I'm
Shout
glad
out
you
to
said
Mark Curry.
100%. I'm glad you said that. They haven't gotten this much traction in years. And when you step back, this is why I said it was genius of Cat Williams. And he made this genius move without even trying to make this genius move. He's also reigniting careers that have died out over a decade ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got people like Earthquake and no dissing none of these guys. All these guys is fun as hell, in my opinion. I watch every comic view and every Def Comedy Jam, right? I love them all
gotcha.
for the
Yeah,
most part. You know what I mean? But now these guys have something to talk about, face on love. You know what I mean? And they getting a little bit of media attention, and they can take that attention and they can monetize that.
yeah. They could
That's
parlay into something bigger.
right. Now they can fall into something bigger. So he just single-handedly uh, uh, re-sparked a lot of careers out there, and they're gonna be
Yeah, he
making
really blessed a lot of people.
100%. 100% competition drives markets, right? That's why we like sports. That's why we like
That's
football,
it.
basketball. Yeah, I mean that's why we like the origins of hip hop, not today's hip hop, but the origins of hip hop.
Indeed, facts. Yep.
It's all about
And
competition. Who
that's
got the best flows?
and not only that, the competition drives creativity.
100%.
So in theory, that should provide the environment for better comedy and more frequent comedy.
100%. And we at the end of the year, we're going to win because we're
Exactly.
going to get troused with a whole bunch of content that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. You know what I mean? And entertainment that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Because now,
Yeah.
you know, they want to prove who's the king. You know what I mean? You know, so everybody win. They eat a little bit off of it. We get entertained off of it. You know, it's a win-win situation all around. Me personally, I don't really care about who they helped and did this and did that. 'Cause none of it reached my pocket, so I'm not, it's not impacting me one way or another. But from a pure um, consumer perspective, oh yeah, it's a win. It's gonna be a great year watching all these comeback and these sneak disses of Katt Williams. I'm waiting to see who's gonna have the best punchlines.
Yeah, but you know what? On that note, I don't like how can it come back from that? I mean, what can they say? You know, unless you can say, hey, man, you're absolutely lying, and I can prove it. You know, don't get me wrong. Like there were some things he said in that interview, you know, that were clearly like there were clear exaggerations or hyperbole. You know, like the whole thing about him running the 4-1-40 and obviously the 3,000 books in a year. You know, like that was clearly hyperbole. But you know, as far as the facts and what he said about the other comedians, has anyone come out and like steadfastly refuted what he said?
You know what? In my opinion, you don't have to. If if I was that funny and that was a skill I had to be a stand-up comedian, I'd tell you exactly what I would do. I would lean into it. I would lean into it. Like let's say I'm Kevin Hart, right?
Yes.
And I'm an industry plant and whatever. I didn't earn my stripes on the in the underground. You know what I mean? I wouldn't waste my time trying to convince people about my come up. I really wouldn't. I would have showed up on TV in one of those third grade sunflower costumes, yeah, dressed as a plant with a gold chain that said industry on it. You know what I mean?
But
And
you know what?
lean
It's too
into it.
late for that because he's been refuting it for so long. It's too late for him to turn back and take that route now. You know. See, this
Oh
is
yes.
and this is where the history catches up to you because I don't follow that stuff as like a normal young man would or like a 25-year-old man would. But I do seem to remember that like first of all, Cat Williams has been on him for a long time. And also, there was a period of time where Mike Epps was on him, basically alleging the same thing.
Yep. And I'd have leaned into it even harder.
Yeah, but you know, he spent so long refuting those allegations, he can't take that route. Now, some of the other people Cat might have mentioned in the interview, yeah, they might be able to take that route. But Kevin Hart himself, like I think him, Steve Harvey, Cedric, you know, all those allegations of basically stealing other people's jokes, like you, they in a bad way. They gotta do something,
They
or
could lean
even
into it. They could, but they can always lean into it. Like stealing jokes. I do I do a joke with his. You want to hear another stolen joke? Check this one out. You know what I
you
mean?
know, yeah, but you know, like that's not going to sit well though. Like we can go back and forth and say, oh, hey, yeah, you know, lean into it, but I think among that comedy community, you know, that's that's pretty sacred. That's considered a big time no no. Especially if you don't get credit. It's one thing if you take a joke and you punch it up or you make it better, but like people on the internet they joking about how you can steal the man's joke and it's worse than the original joke. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
what they were banking on was okay, hey, this dude is a nobody, and they banked on him staying a nobody. So when he blew up and those jokes started making their ways, through the internet and so forth, they really had no action they could take where which they could save face. So they just basically sitting there looking stupid now.
you know what? I listened to Corey Holcomb. To your point, in fact, Corey Holcomb made a good point on this podcast this week, man. Yeah, I mean, all comedians borrow from each other. I mean, it's inspiration. It's like art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
We all borrow from each other. Especially young comics, they all do it, right? And they try to punch it up, or they try to find a better way to deliver it, or you may hear something and say, well, I would have done it like this. How many times have we said
exactly.
that?
Yeah.
So Corey Holcomb was like, yeah, I did that shit before. You know what I mean? And I think if they just admitted it, like, we get inspiration from each other. And, I didn't, if they, maybe I said, I didn't intend to offend that brother, but I thought the joke was hilarious, and I thought I could add some value to the joke. And it would
Yeah.
have died down quickly because entertainment has such a short memory. You know what I mean?
Shred facts, yeah. But even if even if you spit the punchline and you be like, okay, hey, shout out to Katt or whatever, something as simple as that,
Yeah.
kind of puts all that to rest,
It really does. That,
Yeah, because you're acknowledging it, even if it's just a little snippet of it. It's like, okay, that's cool. He took that joke and he made that better. Or hey, I like his version of that joke better, but he didn't try to be sneaky about it. You know what I'm saying?
pass it off as his own. That's
Hey,
just as bad as Drake so-called having a ghostwriter
yeah.
and then being called the greatest lyricist of our time.
But you the goat, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But they could have killed the joint, man, easily. You don't kill anything by feeding a monster. And the more they refute it, the more they try to argue. A man can't argue with himself.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's he gave them all out of salt though.
he really did.
He gave them all out of salt, and he didn't even have to do the research. I mean, he's speaking on what he believes to be facts, but the way he presented his argument was so entertaining and so polarizing. The internet did the work for him. I think that next day it was just all kinds of videos showing up about, basically trying to document the accusations and the occurrences that he referenced in that interview.
Right. Yeah, well, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, man. But even still, at the end of the day, everybody he mentioned is winning. Yeah, man. Just imagine how many people tuned into Ricky Smiley who never listened to him just to hear what he had to say.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bud. Not me.
I mean, we're familiar with him now, but it's a whole generation who don't even know who Ricky Smiley is.
That's true. Yeah, that will. Yeah. No matter if he intended for it to be that way or not, you did draw some people there in their direction.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I see a W for everybody, and I think ultimately they'll see it too once they get out their feelings. I think a lot of these cats really forgot what it's like to be broke, man. You know what I mean? And when you're broke, you can laugh at yourself. Everything's not so damn serious. You're not as arrogant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, my only question for you about that would be this: that W, is that a long-term W or is that a short-term W?
Shit, that depends on the artist. and what they do
Yeah.
with that
Okay.
attention. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
They can really take that joint and really flip it. They can really flip that joint. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for example, if it were me, I would do a freestyle just to prove I'm the fucking GOAT. Let's say I'm one of these guys, like, let's say I'm Mark Curry, right? Or who's somebody, let's say I'm Cedric the
I'm
Entertainer.
about to say, yeah, go at somebody who he antagonized because he actually was like kind of defending Mark Curry because Steve Harvey
Right,
stole his joke.
right. So
Yeah.
let's say if I'm said, I'm like, I bet I got you, motherfucker. I'm gonna set up a free live stream on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, X. I'm gonna do a free hour-long special and see.
hmm
You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you how funny I am, and I'm gonna prove you that
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? So not only can he monetize the streams and get the attention, all that stuff comes with advertising dollars and everything else. So they can really take that and they can really run with it. They don't have to go to a fucking comedy club with 50 people and tell some jokes these
That's
days. They can
true. That's true.
right
Yeah.
and reach the world immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it all depends on the artists and the people around them. If I was their managers or influencing their careers, that's exactly what I would tell them to do. Do a free stand up. Do a free hour-long stand up online.
Okay.
Stream,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. True.
stream join for free. And now that your name is out there, see how many people is going to tune in because now they want to see how funny you really are.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And
Um.
if you're a real writer, you always got bars on standby, like
Yeah.
KRS. KRS-One once said he got a diss track for everybody in the industry. You know what I
But
mean?
and that would be great though, especially with the example you use because what did Cat Williams accuse Cedric of not doing?
And entertaining.
No, but more specifically, he accused him of not being a joke writer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
And if you got him, you got him. I mean, you got
yeah,
4 or 5 stand-ups in you. You know what I mean? One free stand-up, 30 minute to an hour free stand-up is not losing a lot when you look at the big picture. When you're
nah,
using that to prepare yourself for the next big event. Now, after that blows up. Now you're back on tour with Chris Rock and them doing sold out arenas.
yeah,
And
and I
unless you
guarantee you,
whack stuff,
yeah, and I guarantee you, Cat Williams' next tour, they just received a huge bump of ticket sales.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it could be a win. I just think if they shift their focus, man, and focus on their craft and what they do, they can really capitalize on the situation because they haven't been in the spotlight this heavy in years. Just think about this. I think the video is up to like 40 million, right? Right now. 40 million views, bro. And
yeah,
40 million people heard somebody say your name.
yeah. I didn't look at it quite like that. Yeah,
And then also heard them say, well, go check them out. You see them, right?
yeah. Go check out that BSA kicker.
So if you drop a free joint on a free stream online like a week later while it's still fresh, man, you pop it.
Yeah, but
Especially
you
if
know
it's
what?
funny
It'll be
as hell.
yeah, yeah. It has involved some incredible timing though because that's what he's accusing him of. He's accusing him of not being funny. Like like what does Steve Harvey do in this situation? You know, I feel like his reputation, his name is just shot. I think people are going to like gravitate away from going to like turn him away just out of general principle now because it's been too many accusations. You know what I'm saying? Regarding his name. Like this is not the first, second, third, or fourth person who's come out and said something shady about Steve,
Yeah, I mean,
And
but
him as he presents himself, how he presents himself and everything, like I think his brand has suffered irreparable damage because of this.
Steve is
That's just
crossed
my
over.
2 cents.
He's on a
Yeah,
whole level. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, regardless, he's not even right now. He's not famous for comedy. He's famous for his
yeah,
TV shows and all that
yeah.
stuff right now.
His claims for being a liar, as Cat Williams said.
Yeah, I mean, But anyway, you know, those are just my random thoughts this morning, man. You know,
Yeah.
but, I'm in front of this building, man. Get ready to go in and flip some burgers, y'all. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
help
I gotta go change the grease traps.
help a brother out. I'm trying to get out my mama's basement. Give me a like and a subscribe and a comment. It's free. I'll argue with you, please. I'm trying to get Katt Williams to say my name too. So please, y'all, look out for the kid.
I'm trying to do a tell-all interview.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's been real though, cuz I holler at you.
All right, peace.
All right, you too, fam. Peace.